Hello, fanboys and girls, and welcome to the Fanboy Fight Club podcast, brought to you by Media Junkies. Every Tuesday, we grace your ears with the sounds of our beautiful voices. If you miss us on our off week, you can also, every other Tuesday, we grace your ears with our beautiful voices. If you miss us on our off week, you can also check out our classic episodes that we post as well, and you can also go back and listen to the 20 shows that we have in our archives. Now, Fanboy Fight Club is Media Junkie's flagship podcast, but if you like us, just search Media Junkie in your favorite podcast app like Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher, CastBox, just to name a few. Here, you'll find episodes like Rogue Agents, the Division 2 podcast, the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast, Why Are You a Gamer? Just search and subscribe to them all, please. We need the subscriptions. We would appreciate it. If you do listen and you feel we deserved it, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It definitely helps with our exposure. We also appreciate anybody who wants to join in on the conversation. You can interact with us on our Twitter and Instagram at Media Junkie Vids. If you want to comment on the podcast specifically, you can also find us at FBFC Podcast. That's Fanboy Fight Club Podcast, FBFC. My name is Jason. I have the pleasure of hosting the show. It's time to introduce you to the fanboys, then we're going to enter the ring for the main event, and that's where the Fight Club part comes in. So let's get it kick-started with the man who co-started Media Junkie and goes on the Rogue Agents podcast with Jamar. Hopefully it'll come back one day. We got the one and only Wes. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How are you?
I'm great. Hey, so the listeners don't know that we currently have our webcams up, and I started thinking about now when we are on mute, we're going to fucking tell that you're on mute because we're just going to see you fucking talking. It's going to be great.
There you go. Yes, definitely. That's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy that. So that'll be great when we start actually streaming this. So along with Wes, we have the rest of the Fanboy Fight Club cast today. So we do have the man who has this awesome new show called Why Are You a Gamer? His name is Jamar. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? I'm so happy I can see you. Sometimes when you stumble, I can just laugh, and you can tell that I'm laughing.
I tried my best not to look at you guys because I figured if I looked over, it would definitely fuck me up. So, and then we also have the soon-to-be new host of a podcast on our channel and the guy who you interact with on all our Fanboy Fight Club social media. We got Jake. What's up, man?
What's up? That podcast get a lot closer to coming out if you guys would read the draft.
Hell yeah. We'll read it. And, of course, we have the man who designs all our beautiful graphics for our channel, and he also does T-shirts on tpublic.com. We got Michael. What's going on, man?
Oh, living the dream, man. Here without a webcam. Can't see them completely naked.
Yes.
Hashtag essential.
You can also find Mike on his OnlyFans website.
Yes, where you'll see my essential boner 7 days a week.
Wow, that's impressive. You're supposed to consult a doctor after 4 hours, so.
Well, I mean, there's breaks in between. It's not consistently like 24/7. It's just 7 days.
But we don't know that. We don't see it the whole time.
Well, I mean, that's on you.
This conversation got awkward. All right, let's move on.
Boner talk. Let's move on to our next segment.
So basically, this is my bad. This is the point of the show where we like to go over some different things that we've seen, talked about, or played this past week, or any movies that we're excited about that are coming out, even though everything's delayed right now, so that's not really an option. There's some games that have been delayed, so those aren't options either. But that being said, anybody have anything that they'd like to go over, talk about, or no?
I do.
Cool. All right, Wes, let's hear it.
So the Mortal Kombat animated movie came out. Did anybody watch it?
So still about the
it came
same
out.
amount of time as I mentioned before. So I'm about 25 minutes left in it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking great, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like insane. It's perfect. At first, I was kind of like, "This is weird. Like, what do I expect from Mortal Kombat? Like animated?" And then I saw like the first like crushing bone blow, and you could see the inside, and I was like, "Ah, shit, this is dope." It's like X-Ray. You know what I'm talking about if you play the games.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually talking to Sarah about it today, and I was like, I've seen a lot of violent animated content, but I don't think I've ever seen anything like this because it's fucking crazy violent, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, people getting sliced. I mean, you see at one point a sword going into someone's head, and then their eyes like pop out. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is crazy, but it was
It's
awesome.
Right up Jake's alley, and Jake, you need to watch it.
100%. That's really good.
Yeah, I saw it. I just haven't gotten to it yet because I did watch Underwater and Invisible Man, which were both fantastic. And as far as video games go, there's a game called Void Bastards that comes out on the PlayStation Store. They just announced it today. The release date's May 7th, so you guys should all buy that because it's like an awesome 2D cell-shaded Doom, essentially.
It's called Voice?
Space. It's awesome.
Void Bastards.
Oh, have you played it?
Have you played it? Yeah.
Ooh.
I played it on Steam, and
it's definitely a PC game. I played it on we played this on, it was on Games Pass, and I played it. Just the controls for a controller just do not feel good, and I was also kind of bored. It looks amazing though. That's the thing. The artwork phenomenal, but I just didn't have much fun playing it.
I mean, it could definitely be a control thing because I know even with mouse and keyboard, there's a couple of moments where you're like, wait, what?
That's my problem with it. Is I thought it looked beautiful, but I found it boring.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it is on the not Play Store, but you should just play it because I just have to mention it on every fucking show I'm on. Animal Crossing still has my soul, just so you know. It's amazing. I'm about 80 hours in, and the only reason I brought it up is because I am now a billionaire. You're looking at a top flight billionaire. That's right. I got about 1.8 million bells in my bank account, so it's time to get nasty.
Where's the disconnect button here?
I'll be honest. My 9-year-old daughter loves playing games like Roblox and Sims. I kind of thought she might like Animal Crossing, so I thought about downloading it on the Switch for her to see if she'd like it. But I wish there was a try it feature to where I could download it. Is there? I don't think there's
a demo or something.
Yeah, because I hate to spend $60 and then her play it 1 or 2 times. Be like, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore.
I mean, I guess you're right because Kristen, but it's a game that you play at your own pace. So whether you're heavy into it or you just pick it up, once a week, but I'm still rolling over in the morning, doing my chores and loving it, man.
You were just comparing Jamar to a 9-year-old.
That's how I took it too. I'm not the only one.
Hey, I'm pretty sure your 9-year-old daughter's cooler than the rest of you guys here, so I'll take that.
She would agree with you. All right, anybody have anything else I want to bring up while we're in this little limbo segment? All right, I'll take that as a no.
That's no.
So moving on, I am actually a part of the main event this week, so I'm going to pass the microphone off to Wes and Jake, and they're going to take it from here. So,
all right, go ahead, Wes.
Not Wes and Jake. Sorry, Jamar and Jake.
All right, let's go over to me. Wes wins for the week. Congratulations,
Jamar and Jake. My fault. I was looking at Wes when I said it, so that's the problem with having the camera up. Is that now that I'm looking at you guys, it's going to mess.
Now
up
your brain doesn't work right.
Exactly.
Did it ever?
So here's the microphone, Jamar. I'm going to pass it to you through the camera. It's all you. You can take it from here because Jake's on his phone, so I doubt he's going to contribute too much other than the scores.
Yeah, I was just going to shout out. Jake is on remote location right now, so he will be helping with the score. So you get the pleasure of listening to my voice this entire time. So for this week's main event, the Fanboys are canceling a TV series that they feel should have been canceled a long time ago. Or shit can. That's what you wrote in the notes. I make my own. Of course, you know that beautiful voice that you just heard is Mike, and he is the bitch of the week. He did not get to choose his topic, and it was given to him. He was excited for what we gave him. He didn't put up a fight at all, so this should be very interesting. So here's how the main event will work. All of the fighters will introduce their topic in the intro round. This round is not timed, so you get to do as much as you want. Take 5 minutes, take 10 seconds. It's all up to you. Next, after that, we start timing it in our 30-second attack round. Basically, you just destroy everybody's idea. Basically, do what you normally do, fanboys. You know how to do that. And then after that, you get a 30-second round defending it. So you can say, hey, you were wrong, and try and make a good point of that. Hopefully it's better than what I just did. Give you an example there. After that, we have our final round. This round is not timed, so you get to close it off. You put a little bow on it, put it in a nice little package, and let us know how you close it. That's it. Each round after each round, me and Jake will judge. We'll tally up the score and see who is the bitch of the week. That means you fucking lost the episode. Simple as that. What is the bitch of the week, guys? You ask? Let me pass that on over to Jake. I'm joking. Jake's not going to do it. I'm going to do it. So the bitch of the week is our punishment for Fanboy Fight Club. Basically, we are very, very creative here. So we decided if you lose, we will call you a bitch and choose your own topic. If you lose again, you become the double bitch of the week, which we've had twice now, right? Am I right?
No, just once.
I think only once.
No, just the once.
Yeah,
Wait,
had
this is it.
we've
Oh, wait,
had
never mind.
Yeah,
Just once. We have the unanimous double bitch of the week, Mike, who is back at it again to defend his crown.
No, I was bitch of the week twice, like several episodes ago.
shit.
It's my first time. You're just,
Well, no, you're defending your
shit
crown
cannon
to
is the
not
entire
be
thing.
the. No, you're
Yeah,
defending your
yeah.
crown to be the bitch
he's
of the
trying,
week again.
He's trying not to be the second ever double.
Double bitch of the week, which is your crown. So take it. Anyways, if Mike loses tonight and loses the next episode, he will be the first and only triple bitch of the week. And at that point, we will demote him to judge and just let him not do anything for a while.
When we start streaming, his icon will be replaced by a turd the entire time.
It could be that now. You don't know. All right. So are you guys clear on what's about to happen?
sure.
Yeah, simple yes would have been fine. Thank you.
So-
We've only been doing this
Say-
for 21 episodes. I'd hope so at this point.
Yeah.
So, Jamar, when you were like, wrap it in a bow, I totally expected you to say, and sell it to Blathers.
Fuck Blathers. He just wants donations, man. He don't give me no money. It's all about them Nook kids right there. Okay, let's keep it moving. All right. So for the first round, these names were chosen completely at random. I actually am sponsored by randomname.com. So up first, we have Wes.
All right, it's been a while.
Are
Since
you ready?
First, I'm ready. Yeah.
Get ready to poop your pants. You have your what's it called? Opening round. There you go.
Okay, cool.
Go
So
ahead.
I started thinking about a topic that I could have chose for this for a long time, and there are a lot of great choices out there. And some of my opponents maybe even selected one of the shows that I was thinking of. But when I think about a TV show that I think should be canceled, one came to mind that I believe is the show that needs to be canceled. Now, in order for me to properly explain why I believe it should be canceled, I need to take you back to October 8th, 2003. Image Comics released the first issue of The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead comic originally launched with little fanfare, as it was a new series in the market. Issues 1, 2, and 3 sold around 7,500 issues originally. With each new issue, starting with issue 4, the series grew more and more in sales. By issue 28, the series started to sell over 20,000 issues. In 2010, AMC caught on to the Walking Dead craze and decided to adapt the comic into a television series. They officially announced they were developing a series pilot with Frank Darabont writing and directing. On October 31st, 2010, AMC launched The Walking Dead to high praise with its excellent storytelling. The first episode attracted 5.35 million viewers, and by the end of the 6-episode first season, viewership actually grew to 5.97 through word of mouth. AMC knew they had something special in their hands and quickly rushed the show into a second season. Season 2 launched October 2011 with 7.26 million people watching it, seeing a sizable growth over the first season. 2012 is when the world was taken over by the dead. Season 3 set a new benchmark by shattering basic cable record viewership, resulting in 10.87 million viewers, which is a 50% increase over Season 2. Each season continued to grow and grow until Season 7 saw the highest viewership yet. 17 million people watched the premiere to see how the exciting cliffhanger from Season 6 would end. Everything I described up until this point has been nothing short of amazing. The Walking Dead broke records with every new season that premiered, and all this information on how great The Walking Dead was is necessary for me to explain why I believe the show should be canceled. Let me start with some behind the scenes. Frank Darabont helped create the series into a juggernaut that it was. Frank was fired from the series in 2011, resulting in Mr. Mazzara steering the ship. He left after the third season. Scott Gimple came in and was a showrunner for seasons 4 through 8. This is where the series would take a dark turn. With so many hands in the pot controlling and running the show, this resulted in haphazard storytelling where stories would drastically change. This has resulted in the series being drastically different from the comic. There was a massive uproar when Scott Gimple decided to kill off Carl. There was even a petition that amassed almost 100,000 signatures asking for his firing. AMC took notice and replaced him, without firing him, with Angela King. In 9 seasons, the show had 4 showrunners, which is startling in itself. The cast can also sense that they were on a sinking ship. Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, and the actress who plays Michonne recently left. Those are 2 of the top 3 build cast members on the show. With the constant change in showrunners, it's easy to see there's plenty of behind-the-scenes drama. The Walking Dead has also been hit with a multitude of lawsuits surrounding back-end profits from the show. The first lawsuit was filed by Frank Darabont. Frank's lawsuit deals with the back-end profits, and as the series grew in popularity, the more AMC fucked over the people that helped create it. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. As the series grew in popularity, the more AMC fucked over the people is what I was trying to say. Frank's lawsuit is asking for $300 million and is scheduled for trial this year. The second is from the creator himself, Robert Kirkman, and 3 executive producers. All 4 state that AMC has been withholding profits from them. Shady accounting is common practice in Hollywood, but withhold profits from the creator of the series is an offense of it all in itself. All around 4 lawsuits are currently pending. With all the negativity said, the main reason I believe the show should be canceled is it doesn't have the impact it once had. TV shows are renewed based on their viewership and, more importantly, their Nielsen ratings. Season 8 had the viewership high of 17 million viewers and a huge Nielsen rating of 5.0. The series quickly dropped in the second episode and has been in a free fall ever since. Interest is lost for the show, and I believe there's no return. Let's put this into a shocking perspective for you. Like I stated a moment ago, Season 8 had 17 million viewers with a 5 Nielsen rating. The Walking Dead is currently in its 10th season, and only being 2 seasons later, the viewership is down to a paltry 3.49 million viewers with a 1 Nielsen rating. To see viewership drop by 13.54 million people in 2 years is astonishing. On top of viewership, the show itself has grown stale. Storylines are dragging on, and plot points are being stretched out to 16 episodes that could be wrapped up in a more action-packed 8 or 10 episodes. Because the seasons are stretched out, this results in a lot of boring filler episodes, which disinterest the viewer and made them stop watching. I can't possibly put into words how boring the show is. In order to keep the viewer interested in continuing, the showrunners will put 1 or 2 episodes a season that increase the action and the tension. This is no longer working and hasn't worked since Season 8, and the proof is in the viewership. Even the main cast has caught on, like I stated earlier. So almost everyone has watched Walking Dead at one point. Think about it. When did you start it, and when did you end? If you still watch it, honestly, I'm really happy that you found a show that makes you happy. I would say there are better shows out there you can spend your time on, but I would bet that most of you stopped watching at some point because the show grew stale and boring. There have been 147 episodes of The Walking Dead, which is proof that there's been more than enough. Robert Kirkman decided to end the comic series on July 3rd, 2019, and I believe it's time to end the show. What has once been a juggernaut in basic cable has withered away to nothing. It's almost as if the series was bit by a zombie during Season 8. It has been deteriorating ever since. I think it's time to end this series with a bullet in the head. Thank you.
First, I'd like to say I feel attacked, but it's okay.
I knew
Also,
you would.
It's like, man, not playing the judges at all this week.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, I mean, that's why I had to be factual.
Yeah, I'll take it. So, oh yeah, you're probably all looking at me like, who's up next?
Well, it's probably me then, right? Because Mike's bitch of the week, right?
Yeah, look
That's
at
usually
that.
how it
I was
works,
gonna
but
say, can
yeah.
you guess? All right, Jason, you're up next.
Okay. Let me first start off by saying that I am a fan of the show that I chose. I can remember being in kindergarten, and kids would come into school wearing shirts that featured a yellow kid with spiky hair with a skateboard that quoted the phrase, "Don't have a cow, man." What started as a short on the Tracy Ullman Show, The Simpsons became a nationwide phenomenon, and it's still going over 30 years later. Yes, it's still going, but unfortunately its best years are behind it. I would like to take some inspiration from Season 7, Episode 5 to illustrate why it's time for The Simpsons to be canceled. It's just a little dated. It's still good. It's still good. It's just a little racist. It's still good. It's still good. It's just a little homophobic. It's still good. It's still good. It's just a little gimmicky. It's still good. It's still good. It just isn't good anymore. Sure, there have been some gems like Season 28's 22 for 30 episode, or Season 29's Gone Boy, or even Season 30's Who Done It. But one gem in a pile of shit is still a pile of shit, right? The rest of the season just kind of exists. Fans of various subreddits and blogs have all agreed that the show peaked around seasons 14 and 15. It just doesn't make sense that a show that peaked 16 years ago is still on television today. I understand that Fox has already committed to two seasons, but deals are made to be broken. Fellow fanboys, The Simpsons needs to be canceled. Thank you.
It was good. I like the. It's okay. It's okay.
That's one of my favorite episodes. I had to find a way to use it.
And you attacked Wes, just so you know. I don't know if you could tell by the middle finger expressed in your direction. But,
I can tell.
That's my favorite TV show.
I know. I just can't,
All right, we have up next the bitch of the week. Bow, 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 bow. Mike, are you ready?
Yeah, that was weird intro, but all right.
Yeah, man, I had to pump you up. Get hype. You ready?
Oh, hype as I'll ever be.
30 seconds on the clock. I'm joking.
I say wrong round there, Jason.
Do your thing, man.
All right. So this week, I was given one of the greatest comic book shows to ever be made and to still be in production. Titans has been a huge selling point for people to actually subscribe and continue paying for the DC Universe streaming app, considering you get one new show after a show ends, and that's about it. There's not a whole lot to keep you there. It has given us the first ever live action view at these characters. We've like Starfire, we've got Nightwing, started out as Robin in the show. We got to see his transformation, Beast Boy, Raven. I mean, it even brought us a little segue into the Doom Patrol, which ended up being a fantastic show. It even built up really great villains out of some villains that were really stupid, like season 2 with Dr. Light. Man, like, what a stupid villain in the cartoon and comics, and they made him a badass who straight up was going to murder a kid. Like, can't really beat that. But here's the problem. Idiot writers just continue to do the same shit over and over again. Every season, it plays out the same. We get a big dramatic opening, then it kind of dies down. We see some broody teens and mid-20-year-olds going around in their street clothes, not really doing much with crime fighting or anything to do with superhero-esque style or anything, not even costumes. They just kind of mope and bitch and moan about things that happened in the past and people who died because of them and how they were shitty people and how they are too violent, and it's just them being depressed for 9 out of 10 to 13 episodes. And then we get to a point where they build up a fantastic villain all through the series, and you're excited to finally see that big end battle, and you're like, yeah, they're all gonna suit up. It's gonna be like the fucking build up to Endgame. It's gonna be awesome. And then it lasts 5 minutes. And you look around and you're just like, wait, that was it? That's all I get? You built up Deathstroke and Trigon for an entire season, and then you just blow your load in a few seconds, and even the deaths that we witness have no meaning. They aren't earned. You don't give a shit. They happen like in the blink of a second, to the point where you can't even realize that person might actually be dead. You're like, oh, something fell on her? Oh, what the hell? Isn't she supposed to be superhuman? Like, that makes no sense. And then it goes into the end of the season where everyone's just kind of, getting over it and figuring out how to move on with their lives. There's no cliffhanger to make you want to see the next season, on top of the fact that the season finale is just absolute dog shit. I mean, you go and you have a terrible battle, terrible death, and then they just move on. Why the fuck should you move on with another season at that point? Someone needs to stop Warner Brothers and DC and have them cancel this absolute train wreck of a series before it's too late and it infects the rest of the Berlantiverse and ruins shows that are coming out with HBO Max, such as the Green Lantern series, such as potential for future Watchmen, and not including the train wreck that's on CW with what is now the Flashverse, I guess, since Arrow's over. So if any of these series need to go, it's Titans. It's absolute garbage. They kind of hook you with these characters that you've waited so long for, and they kind of give you some good storytelling, and then they just kind of leave you with blue balls and nothing to really want more from.
That was awesome. Thank you, Mike. I know that was torture for you.
I know that hurt to read all that.
I'm assuming Jake's still here. I don't know if you're ready for tallying up the round. I kind of have a ranking in mind, so I don't know.
I mean, I can give mine first.
Okay.
As difficult as it is, I do want to say I feel like I'm the only one that wasn't attacked. I feel like Jason and Mike both attacked themselves, and then Wes attacked Jamar, and Jason also attacked Wes. And I think all three of these shows are But as far as ranking goes, I'm gonna have to go Mike, Wes, Jason on this one.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me actually type that in because I'm keeping score. So you did. Yep. This is exciting, thrilling television right now. Right.
It's okay.
So,
Wes can edit it out. It'll be like a seamless transition.
Wes doesn't know shit. What are you talking about?
I'm not. I'm just for editing a movie. I'm not going to do that.
All right. So I have mine actually a little bit different from yours, of course. So I actually went Wes, Jason. Well, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I went Wes, Mike, Jason.
Oh damn! You just fucking
wow.
La La Land his ass.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. I
Thanks.
have my Steve Harvey suit on just in case.
Damn.
I want to give a point for the Steve Harvey comment. But don't worry. It's like
I'm sorry, Jason. It's hard. I'm looking at 16 different things at once. It's so hard. I'm sorry. That's also the name of my OnlyFans website. So let's move on to the attack round. We're going to put 30 seconds on the clock to attack the points that were just made. Up first, brought to you by randomnamegenerator.com. I don't think that's the website, but it was. We have Jason up first. I'm sorry. I can actually see the pain in you. I don't like doing this in video form. I don't want to be
to yell like eat my shorts.
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm good. Don't worry about me. I'm a little irritated over that last one, but I'm good.
I don't like this. All right, man. You're up first.
All right.
30 seconds on the clock. And go.
Wes, AMC still, their highest rated series on AMC right now is still The Walking Dead. Last season had a 91% Rotten Tomatoes score, and the season finale actually was 100% rated, and the fan vote was still 83%. So fans still love the show. And please don't bring Nielsen ratings into this. Nielsen ratings are down across the board, and that's because Nielsen doesn't rate streaming. So you don't really know how many people are watching it. You can really only go by what the critics say. Mike, man, I didn't believe a single word that you were saying because I could tell by your voice that you didn't believe a single word that you were saying.
Sorry, you gotta stop.
Oh, fuck.
You gotta stop. I was trying to I should have waved my hands, but I was like, you gotta stop. Oh man. I will say you were bringing fire. I like that.
Yeah, I had too much to say. My bad. I wrote too much down.
All right. Well, we have the bitch of the week himself. Mike, are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
30 seconds on the clock. Go.
I feel like I should take a second to try to wake up because Wes's presentation was so fucking boring. I fell asleep twice because I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And even then, he dragged it on and on when he should have just said, oh, the show was so shitty it killed the comic book. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And Jason, all you said was, oh, it's a little bit racist. Oh, it's a little this. Oh, it's a little that. You didn't really say why it should be except for your opinion that it's shit. That doesn't mean anything. You didn't bring any facts to the table. All you said was, oh, people just kind of like it because it's there. That doesn't mean that it should be canceled. That just means that people are still watching it.
Sorry, I didn't oh, God, I'm fucking this up.
How long over did I go?
I didn't realize that I was unmuted. Anyway. All right, 30 seconds on the clock for Dreams Killer Wes. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And go.
So Simpsons still pulls a 1.5 Nielsen rating, showing the correct demographic is still watching. And Simpsons is part of the pop culture history, and it's been here for 31 years. A lot of people grew up with the show. It's the only show on TV that gives you a nostalgic feeling while still giving you new episodes, and it adapts to the comedy trends. Titan is the reason to describe the DC Universe app. It has an amazing cast and great storytelling. It's one of the shows, while on TV, that I can't wait for the next episode. Hell, season 2 had the best live-action Deathstroke. He was amazing. The show needs to continue on TV, and there are a lot of more storylines to tell. And you say we don't give a shit about deaths?
Stop.
Mm.
Did you just say bitch?
Yeah, I think he called you more a bitch. That's why.
No, it was
That's the point,
part,
right?
it was part of the next line. It starts with the word bitch.
Bitch, are you crazy?
But
That's
I,
what you
but that just shows that I instantly stopped.
This
Can I
is
just say
really,
that,
really
that,
hard.
that the attack round is fucking hilarious because you guys have to defend the other properties essentially. You're like, no, this shit's good.
That's actually why I feel like this was really, really hard. 30 seconds. I feel like each person could have had like an extra 10 seconds to make this really juicy. Except for Mike. He's normally like just simple and to the point anyways. But that's just his.
I'm not sure if I should be
nature.
insulted or not.
Take it as it will, man. So this is really hard for me to get this one. So I'm basically, it's kind of like 50-50 for me for the second one. Well, all right, I'll go with mine. I'm closing my eyes. Nah, I'm just messing. All right, so I'm going Wes, Jason, Mike.
I feel like you just gave him pity points because the last round when you fucked up and said his name.
That is not true, actually. I just like the. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like I do have to mention that I'm sad nobody brought up the Tucker versus Camper argument in their fuck you round, which is kind of sad.
I feel like it's relevant to this, but okay.
You don't tuck your.
Yeah, I'm
dick.
not sure how you'd work that in.
That's how you do it.
They worked
Tuck
it
my
last,
shorts.
last week. No,
Wow.
Wes said it last week in his tack round. He's like, well, anybody who wouldn't tuck is an idiot or whatever he said.
And I felt like we spent so much time. Yeah, never mind. All right, come on, move on.
All right, go ahead, Jake.
All right, I'm going to go. Yeah, Mike, Jason, Wes.
Okay. All right.
I
so
didn't
this-
even know if that was the same as yours. I wasn't paying attention.
No, it was not. So good. We're definitely keeping this interesting for sure. All right.
I'm glad one of the judges is only kind of. I feel real good about myself right now.
All right, so you guys know what's up next. It's the defend round. You got 30 seconds on the clock to defend everything that was just in the attack round because that's just how it works. So up first, to much surprise, Mike. Are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Take a deep breath. 30 seconds on the clock. Go.
All right, so I don't have a whole lot to work with because neither of them really able to do anything with me. Wes mentioned I had a great cast of potential. That's not enough to fucking save a show. Every show has potential down the line. Come on now, come up with better than that. And you know what, Jason? I had sex with your wife.
I'm guessing you're done.
I'm done.
I was gonna say, there's literally nothing you can follow that up with, so you should just stop now. Sorry, Jason, if your wife listens to this podcast, you did not mean anything by it. It was actually okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Jason will get it. We
I know he's dying to go right now. So,
Yeah, I'm like, I really feel like I missed something.
all right.
Apparently need to watch more
Sadly,
Seinfeld.
Jason, you have to be quiet for at least 30 more seconds because Wes is up next. Are you ready?
Wow, am I ever going to go last?
Wait, what? You went last the second round.
Oh, yeah, I did. Right.
I looked at it like, wait a minute. I thought I had to. All right.
Right now, I'm running in Jake mode.
I think we all are. All right. Ready,
Yeah.
Stay, go.
Jason, you stated it's AMC's highest rated series. That's not saying much. I can't even name another show that they have, and it actually kind of makes me scared for AMC with how low that this show is. How low can these other shows be? I'm bummed out. And you said I can't mention Nielsen ratings. Honestly, that's how shows are based and renewed and canceled. Even with them being down, they are still looking at these ratings because advertisers pay based on them. Mike, you stated my presentation was boring. I covered all the facts on why it needs to be canceled. The show's been on for 10 years, and there's a lot of history to tell. And you stated the show killed the comic book, and honestly, you're right. There's nothing to defend.
Stop. All right. Last up, Jason, Please reply.
Okay.
All right. Go.
All right, Wes, The Walking Dead still has over 3 million viewers, which puts it higher than The Simpsons. So if one of them needs to be canceled, it should be The Simpsons. Mike, Titans had 2 seasons. The Simpsons has over 31. So I think Titans still has some time to pull around. And I did bring some facts. I did talk about steady declines. And I thought my wife came home with a disappointed look on her face. So that must have been it.
I just want to let the clock run for like 7 more seconds. Oh my God, what the fuck is this show?
I'm disappointed you didn't follow up the proper way to that line, Jason.
Yeah,
Jake,
I needed to take it a different direction.
can you score this? I don't know. Yeah. So, you ready?
I think we lost Jake.
Okay. All right. Well,
You'll see wandering the streets of Phoenix again.
all right. All right. I'm gonna go with my. Yeah, let's just go with that one. So I'm gonna do Jason, West, Mike.
Yeah. So this was definitely an interesting round, just kind of like the last one was. But I'm going to go with Wes, Mike, Jason.
All righty. Well, you guys know what time it is. It's time to close out the arguments, get that final score in. I can kind of tally this up here. It's a lot of responsibility on me right now, so I hope you don't mind that I don't have all your scores out the way. But I can tell you right now, it is actually quite close with a little bit here. So this is probably important for some people. Okay. All right. So up first, Wes going last for the first time. You ready?
Yeah.
It just restarts basically at the end if you get what I'm doing. There we go.
All right. So to see a show drop from 17 million viewers to 3 is astonishing. The show's currently in a free fall, hitting new all-time lows on a weekly basis, and it's actually the lowest rated show discussed tonight. Maybe not in viewership, but in the advertised-based Nielsen ratings, which if you don't know what the Nielsen ratings are, it's what makes or breaks your show. The fan base for the show has stopped watching, and without viewers, a show does not exist. Not only on top of that, but AMC is screwing over its creative talent, which has created an exodus of the biggest characters that were in the comic books. Michonne and Rick were in the comic up and towards the end, and they've already left the show. Like I stated earlier, it's not only the cast being screwed over, AMC is keeping the money from the people that worked hard to develop the series and the story. AMC is milking this cow for all it's worth, and it's time to put it into the show. The only thing that currently keeps it afloat is 40-year-old housewives who drool over a dirty Norman Reedus. So I dug through some comments on the internet for viewers on their thoughts on the show, and here's what I found. Please end it. I stopped watching years ago. They will drag the show into the ground. They turned it into a soap opera. The only thing deader than the zombies is this show itself. These are just a few examples of what can be read online. And I can't think of a better show that just needs to end. The main reason I personally feel the show needs to end is it's so far from what the comic is and the potential that the series could have. They've taken so much liberty with the storylines, and it shows. The comic itself is an amazing read and one of the best zombie stories out there. The Walking Dead TV show, unfortunately, it's not. Instead, it's a very painful, dull, boring, exhausting 109.5 hours. Think about that. There are over 100 hours of the soap opera. Yeah, it's time to end. Thank you.
And next we have Jason.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm not commenting. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Do your thing, man.
All right. The competition's been tough this week. You've heard some great points, some great arguments, and I assure you, though, that if we're going to cancel a series, The Simpsons is the correct choice. Comedy has changed, and unfortunately, The Simpsons just isn't as good anymore. The last few seasons have been among the worst rated seasons in the show's history. That's not just comparing it to other shows out there. That's comparing it to itself. Ratings have steadily declined since season 16, and the season finale of the most recent 30th season only drew 1.4 million viewers. Sure, there's a segment of loyalists, Wes, that will never want it to end. And I implore you that sometimes we have to make tough decisions for those we love. The Simpsons will forever be immortalized on Disney+. Let's leave it there to remember the good times. It's time for Fox to let go and move on. It's been a great run, but it's time to find something new. Honestly, I think the great prophet Abraham Simpson said it best. I used to be with it, but then they changed what with it was. Now, what is it? I'm not with, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. Unfortunately, Simpsons, it's happened to you. It's time that we let go. Thank you.
Good job. Good job. All right. You ready to close this out, Mike?
I'm ready.
All right, man. Then do your thing.
Okay, so both of my competitors seem to have a huge on ratings. And my understanding is we were supposed to pick a show that we feel should be canceled. So if we're going by ratings, then I feel like we should just constantly, we don't have opinions. We're just going to go, oh, well, these people here aren't watching as much as, they used to, so the show should be canceled. No, the point of this is for us to pick a show that we feel is no longer embodying what it should be. Simpsons, it's stayed the same. It's embodying exactly what it's supposed to be. Walking Dead, it's had its ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. There's been really good seasons and there's been really bad seasons. But every time it gets really bad, they seem to pick themselves back up and go right back up the hill. Only time can tell. With Titans, we've had 2 seasons and both have had the same response. If you watch on Twitter or Reddit or any of the other social medias and forums, you'll see as week to week goes by, fans get excited because it started. They're talking about how great the episode was and how great the writing is and how great the characters are. And then they get excited when they reveal someone new or reveal who the big bad is. And then they kind of peak in about the middle. And then it starts to go down because they're like, okay, so when are we going to get to see the actual Titans and not just one person per episode doing one thing that I don't care about? It's almost as if they're trying to build the characters a little too much. If you're paying the money for DC Universe, chances are you know who the fuck these characters are. You don't need their stories shoved down your throat. People want Avengers. They want this team kicking ass, taking names, and just being awesome. And the show's not delivering that because by the end of every season, you get the same response. That finale was garbage. Season 1, they cut the finale. You didn't even get to see Trigon. All you got to see was him kind of taking over the rest of the Titans and kind of having this weird haunted house feeling. And then you saw him as like some dude who was gonna bang his mom again, or Raven's mom again. And then it just cuts and you have to wait till the next season to see them actually battle this terrible CGI Trigon that looked like dog shit. And then Deathstroke. He was incredible. Like, I love Manu and everything he did with Arrow, but this Deathstroke is the live-action Deathstroke to watch. He is absolutely fantastic. And the way they ended his story arc in that finale was absolute garbage. If any of these shows need to end, it's the one that consistently disappoints fans, because ratings don't mean anything if people are still out there watching. And let's face it, people are watching all 3 of these shows. Simpsons doesn't really do anything to disappoint people because if they're watching it because they want Simpsons. Walking Dead, people stick with it because they know eventually it'll get better just to get bad again. Titans, every season, there's hope that, okay, it's going to be awesome. And then they just shit the bed in the last episode. So why continue on? And that's why Titans should be the one to be canceled.
I feel like we need a disclaimer here that none of us actually hate Titans. If you're listening, Berlanti.
I don't know, man. Mike seems to want this shit canceled. So let's get on it.
I had to do a lot of Reddit research to get ready for this episode.
All right. So yeah, I'll just go first with mine because I don't know what's gonna happen with Jake here. So I assume everything's good, but that was really good, really really good. I'd say you guys like definitely stepped it up. Some of you guys were on the fence, but yeah, this is a really good round. So I'm gonna score it accordingly. I'm gonna go Mike, Jason, Wes, and it's not out of hatred or bias or anything.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Jamar is super heated at Wes.
So
I'm
I'm just going to throw out the disclaimer since Wes did. I think 2 of these shows should absolutely be canceled, and one of them I don't care. I could care less either way. But yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Jamar on this one all the way.
Oh, you mirror my. Oh, I thought I was like going out on the fringe there. That's surprising. So cool. Let me tally these up here. And if you want to say something to the crowd while I do that, Jake, you want to tell them what all shows should be canceled and why? I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, all right. So my honest opinion is Simpsons definitely should get canceled. I mean, Fox already has another amazing animated TV show, animated comedy, in Bob's Burgers. Take all the budget away from The Simpsons and throw it all at Bob's Burgers. That's optimal use of your money.
It still doesn't bring in the ratings as well as The Simpsons does.
Yeah, I mean, we already talked about A, ratings don't matter.
All right.
B, you have
Defend
diehard
round two.
loyalists
Let's
who
do
have watched
this.
it for 30 years. And honestly,
Mini episode Wes versus Jake.
You have The Simpsons that's gone on for 30 years.
The score tally.
And you said it yourself, Wes, that if a show turns into a soap opera, it should just be canceled. Because you have these soap operas that go on for 30, 40 years and are just the same shit over and over again. You use the argument as to why you could cancel The Walking Dead, and I'm throwing it back at you as to why you should cancel The Simpsons and The Walking Dead. Because I agree with you. The Walking Dead should also be canceled. So
I don't know why I let a wild dog off the leash. I have the tallies up for the score, and fuck, there was a comeback. Like, yeah, so we're just gonna go with the no longer bitch of the week at first place, Mike. Holy shit. Good job. And then we have, this is my drum roll. It probably sounds really bad on the that. We have Wes and Jason. So our new bitch of the week is Jason. I'm sorry. I can see you, man. I'm giving you a virtual hug.
I'm sad I can't see his disappointment in his eyes.
I mean, you did the drum roll and everything, and I tallied up the entire time every day.
Yeah, I did too. I already knew what the results were, so I was ready for it.
Oh, well, fuck you guys.
I debated on sending it to you to help you, but like, this is more fun listening to Jake and Wes argue.
So yeah, do you want to? Well, I guess you close the show, so you want to say? I'm gonna say my piece real quick. First of all, it was all like really, really good. Jason, don't be discouraged because your arguments and everything were really great. Honestly, the only round that like tripped up was the opening, and I think the only reason why, me personally, why I kind of went a little bit lower is just because it was entertaining, but again, it like what or Mike mentioned in the attack round is it wasn't like a ton of like this is exactly why it needs to be canceled, other than it's old, and that was the only thing that I could possibly trip you up on score wise on that first one, and that's what kind of like really broke the lead for you.
Yeah, if Old Thing was old was a reason to get canceled, we'd forload Jason out of the Fanboy Fight Club.
Yeah, and he's muted.
And my other thing too is, Mike, your closing was good just because, I mean, it was a little bit stammering and dragged on, but I thought you did like a great job of like highlighting, hey, it's not just about the ratings. And then it also, you kind of convinced me on why I think Titans is not like that great of a show. And I'm rethinking now, like, is it that good? It's a lot of cool action and stuff, but is it really good now? Like, I'm like legit about that. So
one thing I'm disappointed that I didn't get to say.
He has said how I felt about Titans. Just I don't care if it gets canceled or not, but he did echo a lot of the things that I felt. But he also, I knew how hard it was for him to do that, and he still did it well.
or easy, like I said when I gave it to him. One last note before you say anything, Jason. We'll give you the bitch of the week microphone for a second.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
Also in the attack round, the only reason I gave Mike a score over you, Jason, or I gave you the score over Mike because he said he fucked your wife and you had an amazing comeback. So that was really good. So I hope you noticed that I scored you on that. So don't be mad at me.
That.
I also hate that we're judging that shit. So put that out there.
Well, no, it was just.
If he's gonna say it, I have to say something back. I at least added something in defending about what you said about my topic as well.
You guys were like 50-50, so it was good. And I was like, all right, well, he just took your joke. You just, you know what I mean, and flipped it on him. And
so I have to give a little history of this. So me and Jason had discussed this before that I was just gonna go full George Costanza and just be like, you know what? I slept with your wife. So I was expecting him to rebuttal with, well, man, she's in a coma. and he failed me, so.
Nah, I thought
his comeback was really good.
His comeback was good.
His was better, but I'm still disappointed.
All right, well, as the bitch of the week, here's the microphone. Say what you got to say. And also, you still have a job to do. You got to close the show out.
Yeah.
Man, that's gotta take one to the fried right there.
No. It's all good. I got nothing to say. So I mean, I feel like a couple of rounds could have gone a different way, but you know, the opening round totally agree. But yeah, I thought the closing round was better. But whatever. Okay. Anyway,
I did.
So, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Fanboy Fight Club podcast. The first rule of our podcast is that you must talk about the Fanboy Fight Club podcast. So please share us on your social media, share us with your friends, share us on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen on. If you do listen on Apple, make sure that you leave us a 5-star review. You can catch Michael and I on the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast. You can catch Jamar on Why Are You a Gamer? Jamar and Wes, hopefully will bring back Rogue Agents eventually, and Jake's got something in the works. Mike sells some t-shirts. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, if you go to tpublic.com, you can search Media Junkie, Fanboy Fight Club, Why Are You a Gamer, Gimmick Minute, all of your favorite podcasts. You'll see the designs on there. Right above each one, there'll be a little blue link that says Vault of Personality Comics. If you click on that, it'll take you to my page. You can buy the it's COVID Mania shirt, or you could buy the Stand Aside Peasant, I'm Essential shirt.
There you go. And we also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Media Junkie, and we have our Twitter account, which is FBFC Podcast, or Everything Media Junkie at Media Junkie Vids, and that's also on Instagram. So Instagram and Twitter at Media Junkie Vids. Follow us on all those platforms. Interact with us. We love the interaction. We love to get into arguments with people. Obviously, we love to argue with each other, so we want to argue with you too. So definitely get on that. So I'm going to close this out and leave you with a few questions. Will Jamar quit fucking being Steve Harvey? Will Wes ever talk to me again after I pick The Simpsons? Will Michael actually hate Titans now? And will Jake upgrade his Wi-Fi? Find out the answers to all these questions and more on the next episode of the Fanboy Fight Club podcast. Goodbye, everybody.